What's up, guys? This is Saber94 here with a brand new deck profile for the standard format. And for this deck, we're going to be utilizing the new Wormadams that came out in Brilliant Stars. So if you guys are aware with the games, Burmy, this little bug Pokemon, when it evolves to Wormadam, it can have different type combinations for Grass Bug, Grass Steel, and Grass Ground. And this is kind of reflected in the TCG, where we can have this Grass Wormadam, the Fighting Wormadam, since this is the TCG, and then the Metal Wormadam, once again because of the TCG. Now, all of these cards share the same Matron's Anger attack, and this attack is very similar to Vespiquen and the old Flareon's attacks, where they did the same thing. You do a little bit of damage, base damage, and then 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So you want a lot of Pokemon in your discard pile to really do heavy damage with these cards. Now, the upside for this Wormadam, or all of these Wormadams, evolving from the same Pokemon Burmy and having different types, mean that we could hit some key Pokemon for weakness. So I do 2 fighting, Wormadam, 1 grass, and 1 metal, because I think the most important type of the 3 here is fighting, the most offensive of the 3. So with this fighting one, we can hit Eternatus and other darkness or lightning Pokemon for weakness. With the grass one, we can hit darkness Pokemon weak to grass. Only Umbreon and Umbreon VMAX come to mind, but there should be some other Pokemon too. And then for the metal Wormadam, I guess we can hit Ice Rider, Calyrex VMAX, and any other, I guess, water/ice Pokemon that are weak to metal. Some of the psychic fairy Vs are weak to metal too, like Gardevoir, but nobody plays that. So fighting is probably the most important, but if you want to change the combination into however you see fit, the Pokemon you're going to be playing against, then you can do more grass, you can do metal, whatever you want. Now, since these guys need a lot of Pokemon in the discard pile to do high damage, we're going to have to dump a lot of Pokemon. And since we're going to have to dump a lot of Pokemon, might as well synergize with the Map Party archetype, since these guys need a lot of Pokemon in the discard pile to do high damage too. Now, even though this is a Wormadam deck, technically, it's the Map Party guys that are going to be the real heavy hitters, and then maybe these guys are going to swoop in at the end. But Map Party archetype, we got to run a lot of Pokemon to make use of these guys too. And this is where the downsides start with this deck. We need a lot of Pokemon because we got to dump a lot of Pokemon. So I don't have a lot of space for trainer cards and consistency. So anyways, Map Party, it's going to be all of the guys, 4 Bundle Buy, the 4 Dene, the 4 Poltergeist, and 4 Sinistea to get Poltergeist out. And then the Galarian and Mr. Rhyme, all 4 of these guys too. So, Poltergeist is the most important because of the T-Break ability. It's a discard outlet too that's going to give us draw power. And this deck needs all the draw power and consistency it's going to need. A strategy like this is more effective in Expanded because you have things like Battle Compressor and all the other discard outlets and options and turbo options. We have enough stuff in Standard, so that's why I decided to show the deck in Standard as opposed to just Expanded, where it's kind of more redundant at this point. But, you know, it is really rough. It's the Battle Compressor that really makes these strategies broken. So anyway, force and everything. Other drawback with this deck is I hate starting with the Dene. It really sucks. I mean, you give your opponent that advantage. If they don't want to kill this dude and they want to play around your dudes, then the Dene remains stuck. You're going to have to sacrifice an energy to retreat. I mean, you don't really have a way to get rid of it from the bench to the discard pile, so you have your minus 20 bonus damage from 1 copy already. So it sucks, but you gotta max it out for this guy's ability and to maximize their damage essentially. The Bundle Buy, it's one of the ones that can attack. You just need 1 Turbo DC energy or the Twin energy to attack. But the 40 HP, you know, really sucks. Another drawback with these cards is that the Frogs in Tele Online is really popular, and placing a few damage counters with those guys' effects can kill off your small guys, and that also sucks. Another drawback with this deck. And yeah, the consistency, needing to run all of these Pokemon for the strategy to work, not having Battle Compressor, and then the Frogs really makes the strategy not so great, but these were kind of common cards from the Brilliant Star set, or I guess rares. But I managed to acquire them, so I thought, why not? Let's build this deck and try and have some fun with it. Anyway, these are all the Pokemon. I don't really have any space for Manaphy for bench protection, or just anything else like Mew, or just any consistency card. Snorlax, perhaps, stuff like that. So this is how we're going to do things. And if you guys know me, I don't really like to run two prize Pokemon or just rule box Pokemon in rogue decks like this one. Plus, we don't have something like the Dene 2 that discards cards. Crobat, you draw until you have cards. It's not really the Dene effect where it's a discard outlet, so it's not going to be as effective. Don't run it, but most people will probably choose to run Crobat. And now for the items, just standard stuff. I mean, max out the Quick Ball, discard outlet, and Fetcher 2. Level Ball can essentially search almost everything in the deck except for the Wormadams, so that's good. It's a great way to get Poltergeist and Sinistea. And then 3 Ultra Ball. Don't want to go too overboard with this card. It came back. It's great for a deck like this. You know, heavy duty discard outlet. And another way to get Mr. Rhyme or our bigger guys, Wormadam, you know, Poltergeist, just everybody. It's Ultra Ball. But you don't want to just, I think 3 is the right number as opposed to just 4, because then you're just going to be discarding Ultra Balls with Ultra Ball. And you want to, you know, you do want to have Pokemon to discard with Poltergeist to draw cards. So, yeah. And then the 1 Rescue Carrier, I guess this is another card that this deck can utilize. Grab 2 small Pokemon, 90 HP or less from your discard pile, put them into your hand. So I guess in a pinch, I can get more Poltergeist if I had to discard them in the beginning and that kind of sucked. Or just get anything else we need, additional attack or whatever. You can't grab Wormadam, which is what I would really want to get, you know, but what can you do? So, still a good card, but just 1. I mean, you don't really need to play more, at least the way I see it. Okay, stadium of choice is going to be this Path to the Peak. That's another reason why I don't want to run Crobat and those types of cards, because I can use Path to the Peak to negate their effects, and it's not going to affect me. Plus, you do need to run this card, in my opinion, because if you play against Duraludon, you're running all special energies, so you won't be able to touch the dude. So this is our only out for that deck. You hopefully want to save this if you realize you're playing against Duraludon, and then use this to negate their effects, essentially, negate its ability. Okay, and these are all the items, essentially, in our stadium. Like I've said, not a lot of space. The rest is going to be the supporters. I can't really run things like Tool Scrapper or Rods or Poker Gear for more consistency, and just other cards that could help. I can't even run Boss's Orders, to be honest. I wanted to include 1 Boss's Orders in this deck, but I don't know what to take out. Anything you take out, it just, I don't really want to take out. So yeah, gotta just spend a lot of space on the Pokemon, 28 Pokemon, unfortunately. But anyways, these are the items. Supporter cards, max out the research for sure. Discard, heavy duty discard outlet, and you draw 7. You're going to be exploiting this card a lot with this deck. So max it out for sure. I do the 4 Marnie 2, I guess the next best supporter in our format. Shuffle and draw, and also hinder your opponent. Why not? And then I do 1 Cynthia's Ambition. This is pretty good. Might even be better than what the fuck is the dude called? The single strike supporter Bruno, yeah, very similar, but this is drawn to have 5. So with a low hand size, it's better than that guy. And you draw 8 if your opponent got a knockout. All of our dudes are small, they're going to be dying in one shot. So Cynthia is usually going to be live for you to get the benefit, but we don't want to go overboard with her. So just 1 copy, and then my 1 copy of Skyla that I always like to run. Get me anything. Last thing, energies. Max out the twin energies, obvious, and then max out the new double turbo energy. That also is obvious for this deck. I don't like that it decreases our damage, the 20 damage. It does suck, but I think it's fair. I'd rather have more difficult cards to work with and just more balanced cards than broken cards. So it's good that they put this effect. I mean, in expanded at this point, we're just going to have like 3 different types of DCs with this, and the original DC. So, yeah. Okay, anything else that I need to mention? Not really. I guess I should put this disclaimer that I'm not really the expert with this type of deck. I don't really use this types of decks like the Mad Party, Night March, Lost March, all of these decks that just want to dump Pokemon and then attack. This sort of turbo strategies. I never used the Vespiquen, or I think I might have used it in the past, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And Flareon. But I thought, hey, you know what? I got these cards. Might as well try this strategy out in standard, make it a little bit more interesting for us. And I did play a bunch of matches. I'm going to show you guys. Once again, I'm not the best expert with this deck. Perhaps there's better ways to run it, different ways to run it. Maybe you want to include your Crobat Vs and take out the stadium. It's fine if you want to go that route, but the reality is, I mean, you do need to run a lot of Pokemon to dump a lot of Pokemon to get that high damage. This is going to decrease your attack, which sucks a little bit. And even if you dump everybody, I mean, Wormadam doesn't do that much damage for all the trouble you're going to go through. Like, you need to use these guys to hit for weakness. So I guess we get that extra type coverage. And with the Poltergeist, we have the Psychic coverage too. So you have 4 different types you can attack with. And this is going to be the deck strength. Hopefully we can hit for weakness. Otherwise it's going to be rough. So hope you guys enjoyed this deck. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and stay tuned for the matches. Saber Final 4, what's up?